Hello, happy Sunday. So I can't remember the last time I streamed on a Sunday. Oh man, I am wiped from all of these games, and I'm hoping that tonight's game does not take 5.5 hours. So we are going to be playing Nancy Drew, the Ghost Dogs of Moonlight. Moonlake. This is my favorite game in the series. So we're gonna do that. And do that once I pause this. Sorry in advance. I know it is very quiet. I still have to do the display capture with this. And there we go. Let's get into it. I got my pen and paper. My pen and paper. Yikes. Okay, so you...
Dear Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos?
Nope. Still can't change anything, as far as I know, with the window, so sorry for the, what seems like blown up full screen. I wonder... That's something. Let me go into my monitor here. Menu. Picture. That. Ratio. Go original. I don't know if that's I don't think that's gonna show up on your guys' end. And for that, I am terribly sorry. As we go through and the games are newer, it should get better.
Welcome to my latest case, Ghost Dogs of Dear Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office? Well, she just bought a house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally blocked in. And then I discovered that Sally's gone. She left a note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car.
Ooh.
So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll let you know what happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
Here's the phone. Check out squeaking mice.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you see my note?
Yes, are you all right?
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a flake.
I'm just worried about you. What's wrong?
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
What's to be scared of? It's so peaceful and quiet here.
Just wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
A tree fell down behind my car just as I was driving up to the house. I'm blocked in.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
I can't just take off in your boat. It's pitch black outside.
Then listen to me. Go around the house and lock all the doors and windows. Do that right now.
There aren't any locks on the doors and windows. What are you so afraid of?
The dogs. Those dogs. of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs?
Dogs.
Hello? Did you say dogs?
Dogs.
Hello?
Dogs! Let's see what Bess has to say, if anything.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Bess. How'd you know it was me?
Telepathy, of course. Just another of my many talents.
You are so full of it. She got caller ID, Nancy. So now, instead of hanging up on the geeks that always call her, she just doesn't answer the phone.
Very funny. So what's up?
Believe it or not, Sally went to her aunt's in Philadelphia. I'm here by myself.
Why? What happened? Did you two have a fight?
Oh, Bess. Nancy Drew does not have fights. He debates, maybe. Fights, never.
Why else would Sally just take off like that?
She said something happens when it gets dark here. Something really, really scary.
Scary as in what?
Yeah, people type scary or ghost type scary?
Dog type scary. She called to warn me about the dogs.
Dogs? As in Rin Tin Tin, Old Yeller...
Huckleberry Hound?
Apparently, there are some dogs around here that come out at night and are pretty scary. That's about all she had the chance to say before we got cut off.
Dogs aren't scary. Maybe it's some other kind of animal.
That's possible.
As soon as you hang up, you're gonna go prowling around outside, aren't you?
Why, Bess, that's a great idea.
Well, be careful.
And if anything does happen, run. No, wait. Call us first, then run.
I will. Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta!
Ciao for now.
Personal data assistant. This is where the, like, handheld, you can keep track of everything on. First game that had it. Okay.
What is that?
Vitus, Iggy, Lucy, and Xander. Dogs. Vitus. I'm gonna write their name down because I don't know. And Xander. Dog names. Oh. Swans? Oh, swan. That.
This doesn't look very safe.
Okay, won't step on it. Gloves? What? Get well water tested ASAP. Wait. Forest trails. Harry, thought you could use this map to the cemetery. You'll find lots of bait along the way, especially at night. The cemetery's real hard to find. I got lost a bunch of times. Happy fishing, George. Wow. Nancy, I'm really, really sorry, but I just can't face another night here. I'm going to my aunt's in Philadelphia. Doors open. Make yourself at home. We'll call you from my car. Cell phone is 555-5389. Please don't hate me. Get dead tree cut down. Well, don't think we have to worry about that.
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight. Something's out there.
Now look what you've done.
What?
That was a Strixvaria. At least I think it was. Never know
The hell
for
is
sure
this
now,
guy?
will I?
Who are you?
My name's Red Knot. And if you've got a
Red
volume
Knot.
knob, I'd appreciate your taking it down a notch before you scare away everything from here to Lancaster.
I'm Nancy Drew. What were all those noises out here just now?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And
Oh.
doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I drove in today from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
What do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
What do you think was scaring her?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
Are you saying Sally's house is haunted by ghost dogs?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows. And then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone both.
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
The dogs would attack her house?
It's like they don't want anybody but Malone living there. I guess they don't know he's dead. And so are they.
Did she ever call the police?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger. And all Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
Do you live close by?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kinda my base camp, and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
Or...
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house.
One more thing. The water in Sally's well needs to be tested. How do I do that?
Get a sampling kit from Jeff Akers. Ranger station's on the east side of the lake. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
Are we going inside? Jesus.
This is not good.
Whew, that scared me.
Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other 3. When swans drift
Swans.
by on shimmering blue,
Swans are
I'm
summer.
the one who plays in the summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
About the dogs, then. About how they were born, I guess? So, leaves, spring, swans, summer. Autumn's call bring out the deer, fall. When winter comes and birds take flight, look to me sleep through the long gray night. Birds, maybe, well, I think winter will be easy to tell. Okay. So one of the dogs was born in spring, the other summer, the other fall, the other winter, so... Okay. Yes, let's get up in the morning.
looks like paw prints.
Four directions on a ad. Okay.
Those look too rotten. The boat's full of water.
Eh. Yay, screwdriver.
The spark plug is missing.
Oh, joy of joys. We don't have a spark plug. Dang it. Okay. Good.
It's locked. It's locked. A face only a gnome could love.
Hey, key.
Oh, the key broke off. It's locked. It's locked.
Well,
There's got to be another way to get this open.
oh. Ah. So we use that hammer down the board to on the floor in the house so we can walk over it. I probably shouldn't.
Those floorboards need to be replaced. I need to fix this.
Okay.
It's still not fixed.
I know it's not fixed. Stop it. I guess I need a second one. Or over.
Those look too rotten.
So. Okay. Ah, that must be where bird guy is.
This must be Red's observation platform.
Is that it? Can only be there at night. Spark plug. Oh, hey. Look at that.
need to fix this.
Oh,
Those floorboards need to be replaced.
what part of
It's
fix?
still not fixed. Rotten floorboards. Watch your...
I wasn't trying to click on that. Oh my. Okay, so I need more than one then?
I better be careful.
So I kind of can't here, and here's a T. Guess we'll go right. Let's look at all that crap first. Right? Right, and then right. Greetings, Luckiest of Pros. Hi, Charlie. What's going on? How are you doing? Somebody's shoot. Oh, hey, I wrote that down. Nice. There. Oh, right. Go straight. Following this, really. Log. Excuse me, sorry. Not a whole lot, honestly. Oh, not a whole lot here either. Just trying to solve yet another mystery. Oof. That cleared out my sinuses a little bit. Okay, log, go left. Interesting. Down and go right. There. Ugh. Oof. Hi, birdie. Pretty bird. And pretty bird is gone. Log and go left. If I find the log and go left, keep following that until I make the first left. Okay. Left. And going for a bit till follow it until left. Did I mark that? I did. Fallen tree. Okay. And will it go on as long as the last one? I hope not. I like these games and I enjoy playing them, but trying to stream one for 5 hours is like, hey, red bird. Oh, I didn't even notice I wrote down the birds. There. And at the fallen tree, you need to make a left. And dead end, okay. Bluebird, right. The shirt there. For ribbon, okay. Excuse me. Ribbon. Right. I'm just checking all of these places. So there's no, like, little landmarks. birds and logs and turn around and go back. Right. Bird? Jump. Go right. And cemetery. Waldo Matthias. Or no, he's 6, 5. Snooky. Love it, dog. Tiffin Path. Cedric Cosmo Cranky. Goodness. Oma Pearl. Ah, hey, there's a third board. Now I can fix the damn floor. Marbles. We're so sorry to have lost you. Stench. The Royal. Vitus. Born February 8th. That's technically winter. So Vitus was born in winter. Okay. Xander, born August 16th. That was still summer. They all died the same day. Lucy, born April 4th. Spring. And then Iggy, born November 11th.
These look like dog tracks.
Creepy. Oh, now I can go back to the house and fix that floor finally. Log up, stop, make right. And the left. And make a right. Ribbon. Fold it down and make a right. Jeez. Just a little bit. Fallen tree left. Okay, birds. Appreciate it. Thanks, but no. Alright. Fix the floor. Turn, turn, turn. Okay, now can I fix the floor? Thanks very much. That's incredibly realistic. Rotten floorboards, watch your step. Helpful. Really, there's a door here. Obviously. Okay, so I've done that. Oh, there are the little statues. Okay. That just did. What about the cemetery and how they were their stones, their tombstones? Who was first? Vitus? Lucy, Iggy, and Xander. They're in that order. I think. It did change. That's Vitus. Vitus is right. Okay, so when their back is to you, that's spring. So Lucy's would stay there. So if that's winter, spring. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. The swan. Swan is summer. Okay. So that would be Xander. Lucy, not Beast. So if that is winter, summer.
It's stuck. I need some sandpaper.
Sandpaper? Oh my god, I'm just trying to do things. Oh. Well, that's incredibly unhelpful. Haven't? Okay, I still don't have a spark plug for that boat. How am I supposed to get any of this stuff? Get sandpaper to fix stuck dog figure. Moving dog statues in the living room and changes the picture. Lock, find hammer nails to nail the boards. That. Oh. The case thing. Oh. Write this stuff. Be there during the night. Get spark plug. Ask Sally. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, let me give Sally a call.
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, did you see them? Did you see the dogs?
Yes, I did, and I can understand why you left. They were pretty frightening. But if it's okay with you, I'd really like to stay and get to the bottom of whatever's going on. That's why you asked me here in the first place, right?
Yes, but Nancy, are you sure?
Positive. Consider Detective Drew
Yay,
officially
Detective
on the
Drew!
case.
I wish I were even half the trooper you are, Nancy. I have such high hopes for that house. All the beauty there, the wildlife, all the pictures I was going to take. It would break my heart to have to give it up.
When was the first time you saw the dogs?
I heard them the very first night I was here. I heard them almost every night, howling in the distance, but I didn't actually see them until I'd been here about a week. After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night.
Did they always come around the same time, or did it vary?
Actually, they always came around the same time. What are you getting at?
These attacks seem to involve a lot of choreography, which reinforces
AKA
my
not
theory
ghosts.
that you're not being randomly attacked by a pack of wild dogs, but by dogs who've been trained by someone determined to scare you out of your house at Moon Lake.
Who would want to do that? My closest neighbor lives 2 miles away. My property is surrounded by the state park, but it's off-season, so hardly anybody is in the park. In fact, I bet I talked to a total of 3 people the whole 4 weeks I was at Moon Lake.
Which 3 people?
Let's see, the park ranger, I forget his name, kind of a pain in the neck. Emily Griffin, she's the one who owns that store I told you about. And I ran into this bird watcher a couple of times. Had a funny name.
Red Knot. I've run into him too.
Other than people I may have nodded hello to while getting gas or something, I swear those are the only people I've talked to at Moon Lake.
Your outboard motorboat is missing a spark
Need a
plug.
spark plug.
Is there one around here by any chance?
I wouldn't know a spark plug if I swallowed one whole. But you need that boat, Nancy. Right now, it's your lifeline. You can't use your car, and believe me, you can't walk anywhere because all the paths around the house end in this thick, horrible brush. You've got to get it fixed. Wait a minute. The bird watcher, he's got a boat. Maybe you could borrow his spark plug or something. Go down the path that's to the right as you look out toward the lake from the house, and you'll eventually see his observation platform. Try him at night. He never seems to be around during the day.
Since I'm going to be staying here a while, is there anything I should know about the place?
Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because it's well water and it needs to be tested before I can use it for anything. In fact, If you could get that testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards
Fixed
are
it.
so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
I could really use some sandpaper. Do you have any stashed away somewhere?
Sure don't. Try M's Emporium. That's on the
Ugh.
east side of the lake. And brace yourself if you haven't been there yet. The place is something else.
How well do you know the owner?
I feel like I've known her all my life. She's so open and friendly. She likes to make it sound as if Moon Lake used to be a major hangout for criminals and degenerates, which isn't really true and irks some people around here no end. But I figure she's just trying to make a buck.
How do I go about getting your water tested?
Try the ranger station on the east side of the lake. I've been told you can get some kind of kit there.
I'm curious. Why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he carried on, you'd think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted list. I don't think he likes me. Emily says it's because I wrecked his dream of becoming super ranger or something when I bought the Malone house instead of the parks department. Me, I think he just basically has a problem relating to people unless they're asking questions or breaking the law.
Where'd all that stuff in your tool shed come from?
It's just junk left behind by previous owners. Came with the house. I've been meaning to take inventory and start pitching stuff, but I didn't. If they ever make procrastination a crime, I'm done for.
The wall hanging in the living room with a poem on it, and those dog carvings in that cabinet above the sofa. What can you tell me about them?
Aren't they cool? They came with the place. So did the clock. Apparently, Malone had them custom made when he built the house. In fact, they're all built into the house. They're still there because you can't move them.
Has the clock ever worked?
Not for me. Oh, but get this. One day, I was messing with the hands. You know, trying to get them to work. And all of a sudden, one of the 4 little doors flew open, and instead of a cuckoo, this dog popped out and barked 3 times. It's a doggy clock. That Malone, bad as he was, he sure loved those dogs.
Are you aware that you're the proud owner of your very own cemetery?
Yes. When the realtor told me there was a cemetery on the property, I went, ugh. But when I saw how far from the house it was and how small it was, I decided I could live with it, as it were.
Do you know if Malone is really buried there?
The realtor said the cemetery was just a sham, that there's nothing under those tombstones but dirt. But he may have just been saying that so I'd buy the place. The only way to know for sure whether or not Malone is there is to start digging, and I'm certainly not going to do that.
Talk to you later.
Bye!
Bird watching guy. Okay. So we need to get the boat working. Him? Red and his bird watching thing.
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Does that mean you'd like me to call you Mr. Red Knot?
All right then. Hello, Nancy. Now put a muffler on it, would ya? I just heard a cerulean warbler.
What?
Really? Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around. You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
Do you know much about outboard motors?
Sure do. Only type of motorized vehicle that's allowed on Moon Lake. Heck, if it were up to me, I'd ban them too. Have everybody get around by canoe. Nothing like the threat of physical activity to keep tourists away.
You're not exactly a people person, are you?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
There's no place nearby that sells boat parts? Sally's outboard is missing a spark plug.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
You mean you have a spark plug I could buy?
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket. Question is, if I give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
Sure. What would you like me to take pictures of?
Birds, of course. There's a
Of course,
couple
birds.
of birds I'm supposed to take pictures of for PEPSOB. That's People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
I
Yes.
know I can.
Here's everything you'll need. M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Cigarettes? No.
These woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. 'Cause if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore. I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Hey there, buddy. Calm. On, smoker. Go fix the boat. Positive, negative, 0.
I gotta have some torque.
What am I looking for again? Positive, negative. Oh, they're like any sort of direction? What is that right there? Is that like, it looked like a snake at first, like, yeesh. Screw. That freaked me out. So a positive and what if that's the positive, that's the 0, and that's the negative? Negative. This should be fun. Hey, it worked! Let's go to M's.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm staying out at the old Malone place. You know, the house Sally McDonald bought?
Now, what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
She's got a little problem she's hoping I can solve. But right now, I need a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
A tree fell down in the driveway behind my car, and now I'm blocked in.
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time. So how come Sally ain't with you?
She thinks the Malone place is haunted, and after last night, I can see why.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
Have you ever seen the dogs?
Nope. Don't want to, neither. Just hearing them howl's bad enough. Scares the bejeebies out of me.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
What can you tell me about Red Knot?
The bird watcher. Comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
Has he been in the area long?
About as long as those pink-billed warblers and purple-eyed owls he's always chasing have been around. Couple of months, I guess.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he asked me to pick up a cassette player from you.
Oh, yeah. I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here. What else can I do you for?
Where do you find your... achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Some of those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco-balance. So thanks mostly to his constant squawking, the state banned it.
Are you saying you acquired this stuff illegally?
Well, of course not. It all washed up on shore.
Oh, I bet it
These
did.
so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
Can't say as it does.
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Acres.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap. Now, I got nothing against getting more customers in here, mind you. But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy, jam-packed state park.
Why would he want that?
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
I need to buy something.
You want it? I got it. As long as you pay cash, that is.
Right now, cash is kind of a problem for me. Do you think we could do some kind of trade-out?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours, huh? Seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out. What is it you need?
She's clearly the villain.
Sandpaper
Solved.
by any chance?
I do.
Really?
But
She's the
Mr.
villain?
Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was
How
tired
do you
of
know
that
it?
observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter region.
Was it something she said?
Think I could get some from him?
He's your only hope. But you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Guess I'll see you later.
Yodelay-hee-hoo!
Oh, jeez.
Ew!
They're just worms. Crap, I'm trying to turn. The fact of how bent she was over the treasure hunting rolls. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. By a piece of the past. 80 years ago, Moonlake was crawling with gangsters, flappers, and jazz musicians from the city. They traveled to and from parties by boat and were so rich that if they accidentally dropped something in the lake, they wouldn't even bother going after it. Each item you see here was fished out of Moon Lake and most likely belonged to some wealthy big shot by legal means. Don't go home without buying at least one genuine artifact from the ruin. Okay, I think I've... Buy your fishing license. Okay. So we've met Emily, we've met Red, the bird watcher who wants, like, peace and quiet and hates people. Now we're gonna go see, Park Ranger. Oh.
Hello, can I help you?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. I'm visiting Sally McDonald. Are you the park ranger?
Park Ranger Jeff Akers, at your service. Let's see, Sally McDonald is the woman who bought the old Malone place.
That's her. Unfortunately, she seems to have developed a problem of the canine kind.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
So you know the legend?
I know almost everything about this area. Not only have I lived here all my life, but you're standing in the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History. I'm its equally unofficial curator.
What's your take on all this ghost dog stuff?
Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
Any idea what would make a dog's eyes glow yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do.
So there's
Simple to
something you
use,
can
too.
feed
Just
your
pump some
dog
water
that makes
into
their
this
eyes
vial,
glow?
Return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two, you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Does everyone out here have a well?
Everyone who doesn't want to die of thirst does. Hooking up to a municipal water supply is out of the question. Too expensive.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Are Malone's dogs buried there?
That's the rumor.
The inscription on one of the tombstones reads Waldo Matthias. Does that name ring any bells?
Not in my steeple.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
Thanks for all your
There's,
help.
Not
we
a
will.
problem.
We'll have
Oh,
more
and
questions.
one last thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Akers.
How about that? Dog bowl and a bone and a bed. How old is this tree? Did you know that the growth rings on a tree indicate its age and the environmental conditions it grew? This cross section is a reproduction of a pine tree that was 62 years cut down. Please note that the large size of this display does not reflect the actual width of a 62-year-old pine. 1934 is a pine seedling. In 1939, broad, evenly spaced rings indicate healthy growth. 1944, a growth disparity occurs. 1954, although the tree is growing straight again, narrow rings indicate competition for sunlight and nutrients from other trees. 57, rapid growth begins again, probably due to the removal of neighboring trees. 1960, a burn scar from a fire that quickly scorched the forest. 1872, a prolonged drought in the area causes narrow growth rings. 1987, these narrow rings are the result of a sawfly insect infestation. The sawfly larvae consume conifer buds and needles. Hey kids, check out Moon Lake's nature highlights. Chipmunk, gray squirrel, eastern tiger swallowtail, trout, red-tailed hawk, great blue heron, buttercup, otter, skunk, Dame's rocket. Moon Lake is an apt moniker for this crescent-shaped freshwater lake. One of Pennsylvania's best-kept secrets, the lake is home to various species of fish, including trout, carp, and freshwater bass. Fishing is permitted with a fishing license. Drop by the visitor center and say hi to our park ranger. The center provides all your needed information for a fun and enjoyable time at Moon Lake. Critters, white-tailed deer, chipmunks, cottontail rabbits, otters, and skunks are some of the more common animals in Moon Lake State Park. Please note, all wildlife can be dangerous. Never approach, harass, or feed any animals, even small ones. Common shore birds include the great blue heron and the mallard. East Beach provides ample opportunity for bird watching. South area closed to visitors. This portion of the park is closed to visitors, such as several rare birds, such as the yellow-bellied flycatcher, are known to breed in this area of the lake. To fish at Moon Lake, a person must be at least 16 years old. He or she must obtain a current license from a licensed issuing agent. Sign it in ink and display it on an outer garment. Also, a person should carry positive proof of identification. identification while fishing and be prepared to furnish it when asked. It is against the law to use more than 2 rods and 2 lines when fishing, and no more than 3 hooks may be affixed to any line. Using nets or snagging hooks to catch fish is strictly prohibited. Also, the disposing of trash in the water or on the adjacent land is illegal. All persons aboard any type of boat or kayak must wear a Coast Guard approved personal flotation device at all times, show courtesy to other anglers, and exercise safety at all times. The use of motors in excess of 18 horsepower is prohibited. All persons on board any type of boat or kayak shall wear a Coast Guard approved personal flotation device at all times. The mooring of boats to any dock, wharf, pier, shop, or boat launch in a manner that interferes with public use or creates a hazard to swimmers or other watercraft is prohibited. Sailboats greater than 14 feet in length and multi-hull sailboats are prohibited. Inflatable boats must be greater than 7 feet in length, made of tough reinforced fabric, and have at least 2 separate buoyancy chambers, exclusive of any inflatable floor or bottom. All boats must display a state park launch permit, which can be obtained from your local park ranger once your boat passes inspection. Always carry the 10 essentials. Carry a map of the area and know how to use it. Dress in appropriate clothing. Although hiking by yourself is enjoyable, hiking with 2 is always safer and more fun. Children should not hike without proper adult supervision. Keep pets leashed at all times and clean up after your pet. Stay on the designated trails. Shortcuts cause damage to precious park resources. For night hiking, use a flashlight to illuminate the trail and to watch for snakes and scorpions, particularly around tall, grassy areas and bushy undergrowth. Poison ivy and ticks are common in the park. Check yourself and your pet thoroughly for ticks after hiking. Friend to the park and help us keep the park clean. Okay. Poison ivy. Learn to identify the poison ivy plant and you will have taken the first step in avoiding poison ivy. The popular saying, leaves of 3, beware of me, is a good rule of thumb for poison ivy. You can prevent the misery of poison ivy by looking out for the plant when you are outdoors. You can destroy these weeds with herbicides in your backyard. Some people are very sensitive to poison ivy. They can develop a severe rash with blisters and extreme swelling. Such severe cases need medical treatment. Up to the people using our nation's parks and forest lands to prevent forest fires. While some fires are started by lightning, the most devastating fires tend to be started by human carelessness. Use common sense. No smoking allowed anywhere on park grounds. Fireworks and firearms of any kind are strictly prohibited. Campfires are allowed in the park, but only in designated areas. No fires allowed on park beaches at any time. Leaves of 4, eat some more. Don't let 1 minute of carelessness destroy what it took nature's decades to create. Lyme disease. Named after Lyme, Connecticut, where a cluster of arthritis cases in 1977 led to the identification of disease, is an infection caused by a bacterium carried by deer ticks. The spring and summer months, May through November, pose the greatest risk of infection. Deer ticks flourish in wooded, brushy, or grassy areas where the animals, rodents, deer, and birds on which they feed are abundant. Early symptoms: fever, headache, fatigue, muscle and joint aches, chills. Most victims will also develop a distinctive rash that resembles a bullseye. Wear light-colored clothing so you can see ticks and knock them away before they can attach to your skin. Always wear a long-sleeve shirt and tuck the bottoms of your pants into socks or boots. Inspect your skin carefully after every outing, and if you find any ticks, remove them by grasping them with a pair of tweezers, then pulling with a firm, steady motion and washing the area with antiseptic. Hantavirus. There are several types of hantaviruses, but hantavirus pulmonary syndrome can cause acute respiratory failure and death. The rodent most likely to transmit the disease to humans is the deer mouse. A deer mouse infected with the hantavirus does not act or appear sick. Infection occurs when tiny particles containing the virus are kicked up into the air, a process called aerosolization, and inhaled. The early symptoms of HPS can occur anywhere from 1 to 5 weeks after exposure. Fatigue, fever, muscle aches, headaches, chills, abdominal problems. Never sweep an area inhabited by mice, as sweeping would stir up particles which could then be inhaled. Wear a respiratory mask and rubber gloves and thoroughly wet down the area with a bleach and water solution. 9 parts water, 1 part bleach. Look at that. I've got some rubber gloves and a respiratory mask. Guess what I'm going to be doing? Remove dirt from the area with a damp towel, mop, or sponge. Double bag the cleaning materials before disposing of them. Giardiasis, or beaver fever, is an illness caused by a parasite that lives in the intestines of an animal. These hard-shelled cysts are expelled into the environment in the waste matter of infected animals or humans and stay in the soil until they contaminate a food source and are accidentally ingested, or until they are carried into streams, rivers, lakes, or recreational bodies of water such as pools and hot tubs. For some reason, when you were saying hunt, I was hearing antivirus. Symptoms are diarrhea, abdominal cramps, upsets, stomach upset. In healthy people, these symptoms will usually disappear on their own after about a month. Very contagious, but it is preventable by washing hands thoroughly with soap and water before eating or handling food and after using the bathroom. Never drink untreated water from streams or lakes when hiking or camping, and always wash and or peel raw fruits and vegetables that may have come in contact with contaminated soil or water. If you must use water that you suspect contains Giardia, heat the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute, or filter it using a filter that has been NSF rated for cyst removal. Yikes. That's not creepy at all. Oh. In 1932, when the United States was in the throes of the Great Depression, presidential candidate Franklin D. Roosevelt recognized that the country was facing two very serious problems. Its natural resources were rapidly being destroyed by soil erosion and deforestation. Thousands of able-bodied men were unemployed and desperately looking for work. So when he was elected, Roosevelt immediately compelled Congress to pass the Emergency Conservation Work Act. It called for the establishment of a peacetime army of men stationed at various camps throughout the country would undertake work projects that would save and revitalize the nation's forests while allowing the men to earn much-needed paychecks. By the end of 1935, this army, called Civilian Conservation Corps, had been successfully mobilized and was hard at work. 500,000 enrollees were stationed at 2,650 camps, which were located in all 48 states as well as the territories of Hawaii and Alaska. The men undertook projects ranging from building roads and fire towers to stringing telephone lines to planting billions of trees. When the CCC was abolished in 1942, it had left its mark on every state in the nation. The importance of its role in the development of recreational facilities in national, state, county, and metropolitan parks throughout the country cannot be understated. The building in which you are now sitting is a testament to the dedication and determination of Roosevelt's Tree Army. Cool artifact stuff. Moon Lake, Pennsylvania Logging Company, 1892. Moon Lake School Teachers and Students, 1905. Moon Lake, Pennsylvania Logging Company in the winter of 1888. Albentus Linguist, founder, Moon Lake, Pennsylvania Logging Company. Town of Liberty near Moon Lake, 1922. Park Ranger Francis Bacon Gritz and his wife Zelda Strawberry, Moon Lake, 1952. Francis Bacon Gritz, Moon Lake North Area Development, 1913. Moon Lake Community Review, August 7, 1963. Frivoli Brothers win fishing contest. Brothers Flavi, Danny, and Ronnie proudly showing their prize-winning catches at this year's Moon Lake St. Park Summer Fishing Contest.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Acres'
for heaven's
permission.
days. Oh my goodness. The first residents of Moon Lake were members of the Lenape tribe, one of several Algonquin-speaking tribes that populated the northeastern U.S. for hundreds, if not thousands of years prior to the arrival of settlers from Europe. Sounds like a delicious couple, indeed. Because the early colonists had trouble pronouncing Lenape, they lumped the tribe in with all the other Algonquin-speaking tribes they encountered and referred to this larger group as the Delaware Indians. This is because many of the Algonquin-speaking tribes lived in the large drainage basin of the Delaware River, which had been named after an Englishman whose title was Lord Delaware. Curious and friendly, the Lenape were hospitable to the early colonists, but as the number of settlers grew, so did the tension between the two groups. The Lenape believed that all land belonged to the Creator, and as a result, they had difficulty understanding the concept of private ownership by which the Europeans live. The Lenape gradually migrated west, settling for brief periods in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, and Kansas. At each place, the Lenape were told that was to be their new home, but after a few years, the Europeans changed their minds and forced them to move again. They finally settled in Oklahoma, where more than 11,000 Lenape still live today. Native Americans were the first true settlers. Around 1635, immigrants from Europe moved into the area, mostly of German and Scotch-Irish descent. They farmed the fields around the lake, hunted game in the woods, and lived peacefully alongside the Lenape. But as more and more settlers came, the demand for land increased, and so did pressure on the Lenape to move out. In one instance, the Europeans talked the Lenape into turning over to them as much land as a man could walk in a day and a half. The Lenape agreed to the deal, and settlers promptly sent men out to run as far as they could in the allotted time. The walking purchase, as it is called today, forced many Lenape to leave Moon Lake forever. Like the rest of Pennsylvania, Moon Lake was very anti-slavery. Prior to the Civil War, the Retsky farm on the north side of the lake was rumored to be part of the Underground Railroad, a secret network of people who would hide slaves fleeing from their owners in the South and help them travel to Canada, where they'd be free. Dozens of slaves at a time reportedly sought refuge during the day in the huge cellar of the farmhouse. When night came, they'd resume their perilous journey north. Nothing remains of the farm today, though in the 1920s, a gangster built a house in the approximate spot where the farmhouse once stood. Mickey Malone. Oh, there's a dog on a boat. In the early 20th century, many celebrities from the East Coast spent time here, including Florin Ziegfeld, famous producer of Broadway musicals and revues. In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Folly King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it that for years a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. The boat gradually disintegrated until now no trace of it remains. Local legend has it that Ben Franklin spent the summer of 1744 on Moon Lake's south shore. That summer was a particularly stormy one, which has led to speculation that his interest in lightning and electricity were sparked by his experiences here. Moon Lake has had some infamous residents as well. In 1925, at the height of Prohibition, Mickey Malone, a gangster from Philadelphia who got rich smuggling and distributing illegal liquor, built a house on the North Shore at the site of the old Retsky farm. People came from up and down the East Coast to attend the parties he threw at Moon Lake. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and sent to prison, where he eventually died. In the early 1900s, as automobiles began to make the rural parts of the state more accessible to people from the big city, interest in hiking and camping in remote areas such as Moon Lake grew. Interest in saving forested areas instead of allowing them to be destroyed by logging increased as well. In 1919, a group of private citizens, mostly from Philadelphia, formed the Moon Lake Conservancy in order to raise money to acquire and preserve the land surrounding the lake. By 1921, the group had acquired most of the land on its west, south, and east shores, a total of 1,004 acres. The land was donated to the State Forestry Department and formally became Moon Lake State Park in 1930. Although the Moon Lake Conservancy no longer exists, many people still dream of the day when they can walk all the way around Moon Lake without encountering private property. If you own land on Moon Lake or know someone who does, please consider selling, or better yet, donating it to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Interesting. The Information Center at Moon Lake and its adjacent sanitation facility were built in 1939 by the Civilian Conservation Corps. The CCC etched the year into the cornerstone of the building using an ancient numbering system called Roman numerals. All of the hiking trails in the park, except for the Mingo Saddle Trail, were created by the original inhabitants of the Moon Lake area. The Lenape, or the Lenape. The CCC incorporated these trails into the park by widening and marking them in the late 1930s. Bureau of State Parks surveyed, cleared, and blazed the Mingo Saddle Trail in 1969 in order to link Moon Lake State Park to the Appalachian Trail via Delaware Ridge. You probably noticed the letters etched into the right-hand cornerstone on the front of this building, MCMXXXIX. This is not the name of the building, rather it is the date its construction was completed, 1939. The letters are Roman numerals, a numbering system invented by the Romans some 3,000 years ago. This system is a simple one, and I'm guessing I'm going to do this. Kind of already do. Part. So I equals 1, V equals 5, X equals 10, L is 50, E is 100, 500, and M, of course, is 1,000. Roman numerals, the number 3 is expressed as III. The number expressed number 8 is expressed as VIII. Number 68 is this, 168 this, 1168 is this, and so on. Romans made one slightly tricky adjustment when it came to writing 4s and 9. In Roman numerals, anytime a letter representing a smaller number is placed in front of, to the left of, a letter representing a larger number, the smaller number is subtracted from the larger number. For instance, instead of writing 4 as 4 I's, the Roman would write IV, 5 minus 1, which equals 4. Thus, the number 9 is expressed as, IX, 19 is XIX, 49 is XLIX, 109 is CIX, 1109 is CIX, and 1949 is MCMXLIX. Of course. Interestingly, the numbering system in the Romans developed, unlike the Arabic system which we use, had no symbol for 0. Oh, and one more thing. You may have noticed the 3 C's etched into the stone below the Roman numerals. This does not represent the number 300. Rather, the letters stand for the men that built the station, the Civilian Conservation Corps. About Jeff Akers. Park Ranger Jeff Akers was born and raised in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Upon graduation from Norris High School in 1989, he attended Penn State, where he earned a bachelor's degree in park and recreation management. He has been the park ranger at Moon Lake State Park since 1996. Because he spent much of his childhood at Moon Lake, he is excited about introducing visitors to what he calls the best state park in the country. From geology to astronomy to meteorology, Ranger Akers knows his stuff, so if you have any questions, just ask. He's here to serve. Yeesh. This. Okay. Kind of read. Oh, well water. Oh, I kind of need to read this. Moon Lake is too far from any major city for its residents to tap into a public water supply. Therefore, everyone living in the area must rely on private wells for the water they use every day for drinking, cooking, and bathing. Nowadays, wells are located and constructed according to requirements set down by the state of Pennsylvania. But a well does not last forever. Sooner or later, wells begin to lose their ability to keep out contaminants. For this reason, a well should be inspected every few years and its water should be tested at least once a year. Water can be contaminated by chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizers, by naturally occurring elements such as arsenic and lead, and by wasteborne microbes, which can cause such diseases as dysentery, hepatitis, giardiasis, and cryptosporidiosis. Well water that is contaminated may look and smell fine, which is why testing is imperative to ensure safety. On the other hand, well water that smells and tastes like rotten eggs may be perfectly safe. This unpleasant odor may come from the underground rock surrounding the source of the well water, but more likely it is caused by bacteria which, though harmless, live in rapidly multiplying colonies in the well and emit hydrogen sulfide gas as part of their life cycle. Disinfecting the well with carefully calculated amounts of chlorine can reduce or eliminate foul odors by destroying the bacteria which create them. If your well is more than 20 years old, has not been used or tested for more than a year, or there is a sudden change in the quality of your water, immediately stop drinking the water and disconnect your plumbing system from the well. Then get a water testing kit from the friendly, ever helpful park ranger behind you. Take a sample from the well and send it to the address included in the kit. When working with water systems, large or small, always remember turning a valve to the right will shut off the flow of water, while turning a valve to the left will allow water to flow. In other words, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Priming. Shallow well pumps, which can lift water a maximum of 25 feet at sea level, operate on the same principle as a drinking straw. The action of the pump sucks air out of the intake pipe that extends down into the well water. And when a partial vacuum is created, air pressure does the rest, pushing water up the intake pipe and out the spout. When a pump seems to stop working, that is when it fails to suck any water up and out the spout, no matter how much the handle is pumped, it probably needs to be primed. Prime a pump, simply pour potable, drinkable water into the top of it and pump the handle until water flows from the spout. It's a good idea to fill a container with water right away and keep it nearby so you'll have water the next time the pump needs priming. The pump needs to be primed because built into the pump is a cylinder through which runs a plunger. On one end of the plunger is attached to the pump handle. The other end is attached to a valve, which opens when the handle is raised and closes when the handle is pushed down. Sides of the valve, its leathers must be wet in order to create enough of a seal with the edge of the cylinder to pull the air out of the intake pipe and allow air pressure to force water up the pipe into the cylinder and out the spout. Holy cow. The longer the pump goes without being used, the drier these leathers will become. Of course, in time, these valve or cup leathers will eventually wear out and have to be replaced. Well water should be tested at least once a year to make sure no chemicals or diseases causing microbes have contaminated water. What's this one about the hantavirus? Okay. So basically, yeah. That'll be good. Hope so. Talks.
You're back.
Thanks for all
Never
your
mind.
help.
That's why I'm here.
Alrighty. Let's go back to the house. So, do the well. Need to test the well water. Turn. I... Okay, no. Oh, pour water in. Okay, to prime it. I need to prime it. Oh. Oh, there it goes. Got that. Go ahead and take that back to him.
You're back.
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
Oh.
Thanks for all your help.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Alright, got that done. So now, I told him I would take pictures of birds. There were those different birds along the trail, so I should be able to do that.
American goldfinch. Northern cardinal. Red-tailed hawk. northwestern tanager.
Oh, okay. There's that map. So there was a yellow bird. We go right. At the log, make a right and then left. Go. So that was the yellow bird. We go all the way back. What? Left. Okay, go. Going that.
Missed it.
Damn it! Trying to go back. Left at the fallen log. Okay. Orange bird. Okay. Brown.
Darn, it flew away.
Ah! Dang it! Wonder if those are maybe night birds. Guessing. Oh shit! I'm lost. Ah. Ribbon. Make right, left. What do I need to do with this? Took photo of American Robin. Okay. Birds are flying away. Check with red to see what I'm doing wrong. I got that. Full water, okay. Go double check that shed, I guess. Got everything out. gas can there. Safe. I don't think I've got anything else in it. Okay, anything else? Oh yeah, I need to ask him about sandpaper too. Okay. So, nap time.
You find all the birds?
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me.
And
Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some?
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your
Good
wife?
heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog.
dog.
Little collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay?
Good. Okay.
It's stuck.
I know it is. There. Okay. What was I thinking before? So, summer facing that way. And then Vitus. Yeah, we turned his and it turned to winter. So Vitus is good. Get that is. Winter. Uh-oh. Sure. Summer. Yeah, the swans are summer. Shit, so that didn't work. Alright, I gotta figure out who is wrong. That. Oh, we got trees there. That looks like spring. Okay, hold on. It showed like 2 winters. That be why. That. Because I didn't pay attention to the third one. Like the third one was top left, Xander. Summer. So actually, no. Wait, yeah, no, there's Xander. That's... Oh my god, I'm getting confused. So... Oh, I'm doing this wrong. It needs to pop. I've got it wrong. So the order should be minus Iggy, Lucy, Xander. his has been... Yeah, his is right. Lucy is spring. I don't think that one's right. I think spring is that one. Iggy then would face forward. Hey! Can't see what that says. Right. Nice. Okay. Wait, turn. Ew. I hear nastiness. Oh.
It could be mice making that sound.
It sure does sound like it. Oh, God. What was the thingy? Clayton died. M.M. pinched. Mickey Malone. When Mickey Malone was pinched. I'm guessing the date. 1, 2. So it would be like a date, like day, month, year format for when Mickey Malone was arrested. Got it. That door. It acts like there's... It looks like there is a door there.
William Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
The truth about Mickey Malone, as told by his most trusted employee, William Akers, Park Ranger's possible employee, or relative. Mr. Malone has never spent a night in jail, and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment this reporter honestly thought Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangster. But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. I ought to know. I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He's a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments and people like to wash their clothes there. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just plain hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. When I asked if I could wait for him, he said, "What for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone? I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, "Then you're in luck, because that's what I just told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 big dogs, see, and sometimes they don't mind so good." I took the hint and left, but as I struggled through the brush to get back to my car, I realized something. Akers hadn't told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did. I knew that. But he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you, good citizens of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing? Tomorrow, reflections on Houdini Master Magician, 1874. Let's throw back to the final scene game. Okay. Yay, I'm back out here. Woo! The house, the dogs show up. Okay, so I still need to know when he got pinched. And I apparently need some camouflage clothes too. These birds. I scare them off. M's Emporium.
Howdy, Nancy.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low on bait.
Oh, God.
So if you go out and get me, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
A dozen little critters?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Hunting for critters isn't illegal, is it?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. Least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
I found this picture in Sally's house. Do you recognize anybody?
I'm guessing the guy's Mickey Malone, but I don't know who's that lady. Sounds like a case for our resident know-it-all Ranger Akers.
I guess I'm
I'll
going over
see you
there.
later.
Keep on trucking.
Look how fast that bug goes. Whee! Oh, puppers. A cute
You're
puppy.
back.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
Do you have any other dogs?
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
What would be the best way for me to find out who was living in Moon Lake in 1928 and where they ended up?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say,
Oh,
I'm here to serve.
we don't want to see you arrested. Hey.
When
Yeah.
and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
Because the date wasn't
I've been
in
trying
there.
to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh yes, the Birdman. I'd stay away from him if I were you.
Why? Is something wrong with him?
He's a fanatic. He's got it in his head that Moon Lake would be the best birdwatching venue in the world except for one thing. Too many people. Believe me, if there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
How long have you been the Lone Ranger here, as it were?
6 long, very frustrating years. If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant. And I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Why didn't the Parks Department buy the Malone property instead of Sally?
She outbid them, the cheapskates.
Well, if those dogs scare Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
I'm sorry, I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what.
Lone
if you're
Ranger.
serious about making amends. There's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates. They're from the estate of a local history buff.
Aha!
She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She put everything in envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals.
Oh my
Just
god!
put the envelopes in order by year.
CJ!
Oh, and
Hi,
if you're
Beep.
rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on
Thank
them
you,
in the
CJ.
computer.
Thank you, Beep. Flash Shadow, hello. Oh my god. Ah! How you guys doing? Thank you for the raid, CJ. Thank you for the host, Beep. What is going on, guys? If you haven't been here before, I'm Lucky Freckle. I do variety streaming here on Twitch, but this month I'm doing all Nancy Drew games, and I'm trying to get through the entire series by the time the month ends, which we'll see. We'll see how that goes. She raided me, and I raided you. Raids. Nice. Well, thank you both. Still, I do appreciate it. How's your stream? Stream's good. It's pretty chill so far. I think we're making good time. Like, I won't be here for 5 hours.
If I read what's in the envelopes?
Hopefully, maybe. We'll
Don't
see.
go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it.
We're
You'll
just,
never-
oh my goodness. Charlie! Thank you for the host, Charlie. Appreciate it.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Thank you, guys. But yes, this tonight is Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, and it's my favorite of the whole Nancy Drew series. Oh.
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope
reordering.
with the
My goodness.
earliest date goes down in the
Which
front
Nancy is it?
box.
Nancy Drew Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. It's a this one revolves around a property on Moon Lake in Pennsylvania that number 7. And it revolves around a property that once belonged to Mickey Malone, a gangster. I also love the host noise. I did do a couple of Silent Hill referenced alert sounds. So the raid sound was obviously the theme from the first Silent Hill game, and then of course the host alert is kind of the raid siren. Earliest date goes down in the front of each box. So 1900 through, so for 19, it's MCM, so 1900. So this is 1900 through. These do go anywhere. 1919. That's right. 1911. 4. 10. 1900, 1904, 1908, 1910, 1911, 1913, 1914. 50. Oh, wow. 1960. So there. That is 19. Here. At 1925. So here.
Now that they're all sorted,
Watch your
I can
mouth.
do some reading.
That was it? That seemed really easy. You didn't add my oof, Lucky. I need you guys to message me like the actual what you type in so I can like bulk add everything. I'm sorry. The Belafonte Star, February 13th, 1941. Michael Mickey Malone died yesterday of liver failure in the federal penitentiary at Leavenworth, Kansas at the age of 52. Born in Newark, New Jersey in 1889, Malone owned and operated Philadelphia Duds & Suds, a chain of laundromats and dry cleaners that allowed him to disguise and disperse the money he made as a racketeer. It's just beep oof. Oh, okay. You gotta remind me though, you gotta send me like a whisper or something on Steam just so I remember. Compared to other gangsters, Malone kept a relatively low profile. His desire for privacy was enforced by 4 large dogs who never left his side. Although he was rumored to be involved in everything from running to gold heists, he never spent a single night in jail until he was arrested in 1932 for tax evasion. So there's 32. He was convicted the following year, was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. He died just 2 months before he was scheduled to be released. Ouch. That was that. Is that the one? Yeah. Out. No. Oh, jeez. The Lewistown Gazette is a gangster about to become Moon Lake's newest resident. Rumors are flying thick and fast that Mickey Malone, a self-proclaimed captain of industry with far more ties to gamblers and smugglers than to legitimate businessmen, is building a house on the north shore of Moon Lake. The rumors started last June when the 10-acre property on which the house is being built was purchased by Philadelphia Duds & Suds, a company owned by Malone, which is widely believed to be merely a front for his criminal undertakings. Thick and fast. Ooh, tacos! Get them tacos. Secrecy has shrouded the project ever since construction began in October of last year. 4 men and a locked gate block the driveway leading to the site. Unauthorized persons and vehicles are summarily turned away. Day and night, security guards patrol the heavily wooded lakefront property. Several large trucks strategically parked obscure any and all views of the site from the water. Even the workmen have been sworn to silence. Shoot. When asked if Mickey Malone was indeed building a home on Moon Lake, Waldo Matthias saw his tombstone. The agent spearheading the Department of Justice's investigation of Malone's activities had only this to say: "If he is, I suggest he live it up while he can, because the place we're going to be sending him to ain't on no beach, and he's going to be there for a real long time." Mr. Malone could not be reached for comment. Exit. Get out of this now. Okay, so there was that. Gangster nabbed at Moon Lake residence. This is what we want. Today's edition, January 29th. So, January 29th. Oh, the same... Really? That's the same day the dog, supposedly died. Interesting. Mickey Malone, a Philadelphia businessman long considered by police to be a bootlegger and a racketeer, finally felt the sting of the sword of justice when he was arrested this morning at his house on Moon Lake. Careful to keep Malone's attack dogs at bay, agents from the IRS and the Department of Justice raided the lakefront home at dawn, catching Malone and his henchmen completely by surprise. Within seconds, Malone was handcuffed. Wearing only an overcoat over his pajamas, he was swept out the door and into a waiting car. He was driven directly to Philadelphia, where he was jailed on charges of tax evasion and conspiracy to violate prohibition laws. The police had been wise to Malone's criminal activities for years, but 3 previous attempts to incarcerate him failed miserably when Malone's shadowy associates, through bribes and threats, forced prosecution witnesses to recant their stories. This time, federal agents intend to rely on ledgers and tax returns to prove their case. Since 1927, when it was determined that even income gained through illegal means is taxable, authorities have been eager to use this ruling to make thugs like Malone pay for their crimes. "Mickey Malone's been making us look like fools for a long time," declared Bureau of Investigation agent Waldo Matthias. But today, the good guys finally got the last laugh. Malone loudly and repeatedly proclaimed that he'd done nothing wrong as he was led to jail. However, his protestations of innocence ended abruptly when, apparently not wishing to be photographed in his pajamas, Malone took a swing at a press photographer. He was quickly subdued. What is that? What is that? Oh, is that a kitty? Dragging ban is a drag for Pennsylvania treasure hunter. That's gold in them, there's gold in them, thar sandbars. At least that's been the experience of Emily Griffin, owner of M's Emporium on Moon Lake in central Pennsylvania. For the past 10 years, she has been dragging a heavy net back and forth along the bottom of the lake, uncovering and bringing to the surface relics from the 1920s. I've dredged up everything from diamond tiaras to skeleton keys to full bottles of French cognac, said Griffin. It just blows my mind what those people would drop back then and never bother going back for. She was referring to the wealthy guests of gangster Mickey Malone, who built a home on the lake in 1925 and threw large raucous parties almost every weekend. Because his guests would travel to and from the house by boat, personal items were lost overboard with great frequency. Miss Griffin estimates that she has made close to $20,000 selling her finds to antique hunters and tourists. But last week, her windfall came to an end. The county in which Moon Lake is located passed an ordinance making the recovery of objects from the lake bed illegal. The ban arose from the fact that the bottom of Moon Lake is composed of unusually fine sand. When disturbed, it clouds the water, sometimes for days, posing a threat to the aquatic plants and fish that otherwise thrive there. Park Ranger Jeff Akers, who oversees the state park surrounding the lake, initiated the ban. The eco-balance of Moon Lake is simply too delicate to ignore, he contends. But Miss Griffin begs to differ. The whole thing's just plumb ridiculous, she says. You know what all that stuff down there is doing right now? It's rusting, rotting away, polluting the water. Heck, by getting it out of there, I'm doing the county a favor. Unfortunately, the county doesn't see it that way, and it appears that Miss Griffin will have to abandon what has become a pleasantly profitable hobby. Oh, I don't know, she shrugs. I can still sell the stuff that washes up on shore, and that happens, especially after a good storm. So I may be down, she says, eyes twinkling, but I ain't necessarily out. Money won't get flushed down this toilet. Watch the Septics Roadshow. What is this? Monday nights on the plumbing broadcast service. Check your local listings. Welcome back, CJ. You got tacos? Yeah, did you bring enough for everybody? Did I get tacos? Alright, I sorted this shit.
You're back.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
I got some XO.
Thank you, Miss Drew. And
You're
to show my
welcome.
gratitude, I've got something for you.
It doesn't involve Roman numerals, does it?
No, it's an honorary junior park ranger.
Oh boy, I'm a junior
I'll keep
ranger.
them on hand so
If
I
you
can
like
get
Nancy
them
Drew, I
out
think you like
to those
Sherlock
whom
Holmes
I
games.
see
You know, I
demonstrating
might.
respect for park rules and regulations. A little bit of positive
Beep?
reinforcement.
Beep, you've played Sherlock, haven't you?
Unfortunately, I don't
There,
get to
Taco
them
Bites
out,
Bowls.
though.
Ooh,
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Akers. Thanks for all your help.
Not a
hungry.
problem.
Hungry. Okay, so I have done. Oh yeah. I found the possible combination for that lock. That's safe. So we'll go back to the house and we'll try that. I have to get critters. That's right. Crap. Man. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Here. Okay. So what would... I'm gonna guess it's month, day, and year. This is a month. There's a damn mouse in here. So
It looks like a tiny hole.
you know what it is.
It's blocked.
What?
It's blocked.
It's blocked. I came all the way down here and I still can't. What? Screwdriver?
It's blocked.
No? Okay, hold on.
It's blocked.
Why would it be blocked? What does my thingy say about this? Yes, I know that. Steal it.
It looks like a tiny hole.
Well, what do I do with it? Screwdriver.
It looks like a tiny hole.
Tiny. Oh, pin. Oh, hey, that worked.
What's the combination?
I'm pretty sure I know what the combination is. Oh. 1, 2, 9. Ew. Ew, cigarette small hole.
I bet those were deer mice.
Yeah, they carry an antivirus. Journal. William Akers, 1933 to 1942.
Speakeasy.
Who's Speakeasy? Thought pen was cigarette. Oh, you thought the pen was a cigarette? Oh, like one of the old, like the old-fashioned, like the cigarette on a stick that the women back then used. That makes sense. It kind of looks like that when you look at it, when you think of it like that. Today, Mickey went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs. And when the time came to do their tombstones, like he told me, then he whispered to me to look under the Victorola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. And they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who never spent one night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked under the Victorola and found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words, "The dogs will lead the way." There's no X marking the spot or directions or nothing. But I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months, so I'm gonna pack them up and move to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole-in-the-floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay. But according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar the gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of his boys crawled under the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole onto the tracks. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The papers said altogether they weighed around 600 pounds. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm gonna try saying gold to them tomorrow. See what happens. I've said every word I can think of to all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. I spent the last month following them around. First Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. A month ago, I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet. Even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug all around under the porch, but didn't find nothing. I marked the porch on the map.
Joe Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe.
Ooh,
Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
On the map with a big I for Iggy, because that's the place he always leads me to. I was so busy digging last Tuesday night that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. We're calling him Joe. His big sister is real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get. Truth is, we can't really afford Joe neither. I keep writing to Mickey asking him to please tell me straight out where the gold is, but he never writes back. I'll just have to keep digging. Leavenworth Prison, Leavenworth 48 campus. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everything that could be a landmark. Logs, rocks, tree stumps, but I never find nothing. Plus I keep getting lost. The paths look so much alike, especially at night, that I spend most of my time trying to figure out where I am. The last Sunday, I memorized the way to the cemetery. Hey, memorize it? I'm gonna memorize it too. It's left, right, left, left, right, left, Right, left, left, right. Left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasy or the tunnels, I've been looking there for the gold because I looked everywhere else I can think of and got nowhere. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up. Because the way I figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he was hiding something? But then I finally figured out the new code. I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of those dogs of his, I'll never understand. I give up. Mickey's dead, and so are his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer over in Harrisburg, and I'm gonna take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far. And it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal here because who knows? Maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said, and it'll finally hit me where he hid the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it after all. But in the meantime, I got my family. They're what's important. They're treasure enough. The dogs will lead the way.
I wonder what that means.
There's the I for Iggy because he always slept on the porch. So. Okay. Go back out then. I need to find critters. I think she said 12? Yes, let's look around. Under rocks, under rock.
Tweet, tweet!
Two bugs. Dead end. Okay. 3.
Where are all the birds?
I'm scaring them off. 4. Lost. Looked under there already. Here, I probably did.
Here, birdie, birdie, birdie.
Eh? There. Eh, 5. This way, I guess? Here. Oh, wait, turn around, turn around. Where are all the bugs at? Urgh. it. So, maybe at night. Maybe at night I'll get more bugs. Okay, I went through. Oh, wait, that's... I don't want to get lost. There we go. Okay. So, nighttime. Bugs. You know it. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please no. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh god, I'm gonna get scared because them dogs are gonna show up. Scared. Oh wait. Okay. Back here. Ready? God. Where are the bugs? No. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm lost. Okay. Actually, I need to go that way. Oh my god. Oh, there it is. There it is. Woo! Okay. How many do I have in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's that, wait, have I been... I need to get back. I need to get back. I need to get it back to the house. It's freaking me out. Oh my god, I'm getting scared. Okay. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I'm so scared. And one more place to check.
Those look too rotten.
Shoot. Right there. Going in the house. Oh. Okay. Here come the puppers. No! No puppers. I don't know where the... I'm like missing 2 bugs. Going back out, damn it. Rocks right there, but... Yes. Missed something. Had to have missed something. I went that way already. Inside the house too. I don't know if they're inside of the house. I think she specifically talks about like digging them up. I don't know if they would be in the house. Oh, well, I mean, although there's probably inside the house. That rock there, but I think I already looked at that. Way to this. I'm not like. Oh, inside the house too. I'm in the puppers. No. Already been this way. So. Okay. This was there any rocks? This or like back in here, maybe? Seeing any rocks? God. Can't check on that fallen tree? Urgh. Tonight on when puppers attack. Okay, where? Oh wait, there's a stone here. Ooh, I bet they're down there during the day. Ah! Oh my god. Warning, please. Warning. Warning. Deep breath. Everything's okay now. Ah! 1, 2. Got him. Got him! So now I can get these clothes and get these birds. And press. Got her stupid bugs for her bait. Got your bugs.
Nice Junior Park Ranger pen.
Thanks.
You must really be on Acre's good side.
Any word from Tucker, what's his name?
Oh, I need to
Has
go
invited
see
me
the
to
ranger
that
anyway
tree
about the
I'll give
well.
him another call.
The well water.
But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
Do you know anything about the gold that Mickey Malone supposedly buried somewhere on his property?
All I got to say about it is, if there really was a bunch of gold buried somewhere and nobody ever found it, It's for darn sure nobody ever will.
It's for darn
Not
sure.
them dogs up there.
Guess I'll see you later.
Keep on trucking.
Alright, let's go talk to Jeff. Not only about the well water, but about the fact that he is seemingly related to William Akers, who worked for Mickey Malone.
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Is she still alive?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Sorry to bother you again. but
Sweet.
Did those results from the
clearly
water
she
test
wants
come
the
in yet?
gold.
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Boy. Do not drink or use the water from your well. Initial tests
Oh my
found
gosh,
high
not
levels
only is
of
the water
arsenic.
bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
High levels of arsenic in the sample you sent us. While it is not unusual to find trace amounts of arsenic in wells in your area, the amount in your sample far exceeded standard safety limits. Therefore, the water in your well is unsafe for any purpose. Further tests have to be requested. They will take 2 weeks to complete. You will be informed as to what, if anything, they uncover.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Where's Yogi?
In the run out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
What can you tell me about the gold that
Hear what he
Malone
says.
supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
I need to talk to you
Hello
again.
there.
What do you know about a man named Joe Akers?
Why do you ask?
I understand he used to be the deputy here.
So?
According to Emily Griffin, Deputy Joe Akers was your father, and according to the journal I found, William Akers' son was named Joe. Another coincidence?
All right. William Akers was my grandfather.
And you don't want anyone to know that.
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
What did William Akers do after Malone was arrested?
I'm afraid you're going to have to excuse me, Miss Drew. In case you've
Oof.
forgotten, I'm a
getting a
very
cold shoulder
busy
now.
man. I apologize for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my personal feelings in check at all times, and that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you. What would you like to know?
Did your grandfather ever find any gold on Malone's property?
If he did, he never spent it. He wasn't poor when he died, but he certainly wasn't rich.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, so the deal with him is his grandfather worked for Mickey Malone. His grandfather tried to find the gold. It's his journal we found. But he seems like the type that, or at least outwardly, he's the type that would not want to even get involved with that. Although, he would prefer if this was no longer private property. That way, it all belongs to the park. Wait, didn't I give her the bugs? Did I give her the bugs? Oh, get back on the boat. Need to give her the bugs.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
12 big, fat, juicy ones,
There we
just
go.
like you wanted.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
Guess I'll see you later.
Gee, thanks, Emily.
Yodeling-ee-hoo.
So that's... She would want the gold for the pure fact of money. Jeff would want... I think Jeff just wants the land. So it might not be about the gold. It would be about the gold for him. It would be about the land. getting the land opened up so it can just be part of the state park and nobody's like living on it. All right, now the cardinal, they're both on the left side. Need to get those. That hawk. Cardinal. Boop. My whole thing is Red Knot. I guess him being one of those, he's not a people person. So having that be opened up to simply, he has the whole damn park to himself. No people, I guess go for that sort of thing. God, where's the bird at? Alright, so I just need the hawk. The hawk is nowhere in here. So they all have motive. Okay, hawk. Hawk. Oh, I'm good, thanks. Eh. I wonder if I should ask him. Let's go to PM and go ask him. I don't know where the hawk is.
How's the bird watching coming along?
I just can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait.
Southwest.
Bound to spot one sooner or later.
Mickey Malone supposedly buried a bunch of stolen gold bars on his property way back in the 20s. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. I don't much care, but it's interesting.
So you don't know anything about it?
Nope.
See you in a while.
Just remember, eyes open, mouth shut.
Shut your
How's
mouth.
the bird watching coming
Oh, I
along?
can't ask him about acres now. Damn it.
Shh, down a notch. Remember.
Ugh. Okay, so... Okay, so the southwest, there was like a directional arrows on that stone out back. Okay. Go that way. That way. Kind of like if we tried to go towards the bird thingy.
Well, I don't see
Oh.
any hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about. At least it was the tree.
Oh, hey!
That sounded like a hawk.
That's a speaker.
Hey, what is that hawk standing on? Oh, that looks like a speaker. I better get out of here. My arms and legs are tied. I can't move.
Oh, okay.
At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around my wrists and free my hands.
Okay. Not working. Not working. Ah! To go like that, maybe? Oh. Well, what? You, what? Hello? I'm gonna blow up! I'm gonna catch fire! Because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh. Oh. Oh! Yay, I did it!
I can't just let this thing burn up. I've got to put it out.
Oh, bucket of water, bucket of water. Bucket of water. Eh. Bucket of water. Go, 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 go.
What in blazes happened? I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there playing with matches, were you?
I was looking at birds, and then I noticed something on the house, and the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep.
Uh-huh.
I need to tell you something.
He was the one that was
Somebody
closest.
tried to kill you?
I didn't say that.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in a shed, set it on fire, and you think they were, what, just pulling a prank? Wake up and smell the hostile vibes, Nancy.
Yeah, they
I
got
guess
a point.
it's just hard for me to believe that anybody would consider me to be that big a threat.
I should have never let you stay there by yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed, though.
Who cares about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse
What
in
the-
a manner that endangered park property.
That man is insufferable.
Emily was nice, though. She came by right afterwards and wouldn't leave until I drank the tea she made for me.
Look, Nancy, one more time. If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
Oof. Oh, let's call her. Mickey Malone's old girlfriend.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, no, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
It was of you and Mickey Malone. Do you remember him?
Of course I remember him. I remember everything about that time of my life. It was the roaring 20s, for crying out loud. One of the most exciting decades in American history. Just because I've got a few years on most people doesn't mean my brain's turned to tapioca, sweet stuff.
Did you spend much time at his place on Moon Lake?
Moon Lake. Talk about your fond memories. I had a lot of fun there. Although I wasn't anywhere near as wild as most young people were back then. But I think Mickey kind of respected me for that. I was his gal for 5 years. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
I found a safe in the cellar there.
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. He was a guy who worked for Mickey.
Willie, as in William Akers. What can you tell me about him?
He was Mickey's most trusted employee. Mickey treated all his other men like dirt, but not Willie. He honestly liked Willie, respected him, trusted him implicitly.
What can you tell me about Malone's speakeasy?
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
That's weird. I'm staying in his old house on Moon Lake, and I haven't seen any sign of a speakeasy.
Course you haven't. You're not supposed to. Only Mickey and Willie knew how to get into the speakeasy from the house. The rest of us had to go in and out the regular way, through the cemetery.
The cemetery?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery
All
behind
the
the
Matthiases.
house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
William Akers, the guy you call Willie. He wrote about looking for the gold that Malone had supposedly buried on his property at Moon Lake. Do you know anything about that?
The hole in the floor gold heist. Well, I'll be darned.
So it's true? He did bury gold on his property?
Truth be told, when Mickey told me he was the one who pulled off that heist and that he'd buried 20 gold bars at Moon Lake, I didn't believe him. I thought he was making it up. See, Mickey and I were on the outs by then. I thought he was just trying to entice me to come back. But if he told Willie the same thing, maybe there's something to the story after all.
Do you have any idea where he might have hidden it?
Afraid not. Mickey was so secretive that the men who completed his house at Moon Lake were not only forbidden to talk about the work they'd done, but they were ordered to leave the state for good, or else. But you know, I think he mentioned a map. Yes. He said he was making a treasure map in that... the dogs. Something about those dogs of his.
The dogs will lead the way?
He was always saying that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he had it engraved on his tombstone. Think, Viv, think! He said he was making a treasure map, and that he was also having paintings done of each dog. He made it sound like one thing had something to do with the other, like he was giving me some big important clue. But I just figured he was playing games, trying to lure me back with mystery and intrigue. I told him to buzz off. Maybe I shouldn't have.
William Akers had some kind of map in the back of his journal. Do you think that's the treasure map Malone mentioned?
It's possible. But knowing Mickey, he probably made the map so obscure that poor Willie couldn't make heads or tails of it. Mickey loved to tease people like that, made him feel smart. But feeling smart isn't the same as being smart. He died in prison, you know. No family, no friends. That's about as stupid as you can get.
Did Malone say what he was going to do with those paintings of his dogs?
He said he was going to hang them in the speakeasy, and I'm sure that's precisely what he did.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using two main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
The key to the tombstone? You still have it?
It's in the bottom of my jewelry box. I've come this close to throwing it out 100 times, but it's so small, and the memories it brings back are so big. Well, I just couldn't, as a joke. Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him, inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
Can you remember anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold?
I stayed away from his dogs. They made me nervous, always jumping around, barking at this or that. The only one I liked was, what was his name? Iggy! I liked Iggy because he was nice and quiet. He just lay on the porch all day and didn't make a peep.
It's been fun talking to you.
23 skidoo, kiddo!
Alright, well that was very informative. So now I need to go to the ranger station. Oh, why do I keep doing this to myself? Okay, I need to go to the ranger station and send off that picture.
Hello again, Miss Drew. Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Alright, now it's just waiting for the key from her. I need to go back to the house, put it to PM, and go talk to Birdwatcher guy.
Hello there. I owe you an apology. After you came up here looking for those red tails, I gave my map a closer look and realized it was more than 50 years old. Reason you can't find them is probably because their favorite nesting tree is gone. Finding that hawk's gonna be harder than I thought, so why don't you just give me back my camera and I'll take it from here. It didn't get burned up in that fire or anything, did it?
You'll be happy to know that I did get a picture of a red-tailed hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds.
Thank you, Nancy. Nice work. You're a credit to your generation.
I never noticed those gas cans before.
Gas
I
cans.
ran out of gas. So much for being prepared, huh? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you've got places to go, things to see, people to pester.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
Interesting, he's got gas cans now. Okay. Oh, I should probably tell her about the water.
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, hi. How's it going?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. I had your well water tested, and according to the health department, it contains a very high level of arsenic.
Arsenic? Somebody poisoned my well?
Maybe, maybe not. The health department is running more tests. When you bought the house, did anyone mention a problem with the well?
No. And it doesn't matter. I love that house, and I am going to live in it. If that well's bad, I'll just dig another one. At least, I will when I know for sure why bad things keep happening there. You are going to figure that out, right, Nancy?
You bet I am.
I knew I could count on you.
In the paperwork that you had to wade through when you bought this property, do you recall ever coming across the name Vivian Whitmore?
No, I sure don't. Who's she?
A close friend of Mickey Malone's, or so it would seem.
Her name wasn't anywhere on the deed. I know that.
Were you ever told that Mickey Malone supposedly buried a small fortune in gold bullion somewhere on your property and that it has yet to be found?
Is this a joke?
Malone supposedly stole a bunch of gold bars off a train and buried them at Moon Lake. You never heard about that?
No. Could it be true?
Well, if somebody thinks it's true, that may be the reason they're trying to frighten you off your property.
How did you hear about it?
I found the journal of a man named William Akers in a safe in your cellar. He was one of Malone's closest associates. Ever hear of him?
Never.
Talk to you later.
Keep me posted.
Boy. Okay. There's that. Well, we'll go to bed, call to AM, see if anything shows up from Vivian. Turn. Why did I do that? Turn around. Do it again. Here's good issues.
A package just arrived for you from Las Vegas.
Woohoo!
Great. Vivian sent me the
Wouldn't want
key.
to break any littering laws, would we?
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks for that citation, by the way, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's go to the cemetery and get into the speakeasy. Oh, Joy, what? EC. Baldy. Okay. What is the name supposed to be? Oh, I need to call. Man, stop making me call people. I went the wrong way, didn't I? One 555
Hello?
Is this Vivian?
No, this is your station drop-off. Vivian's fixing snacks
Oh,
in
wow.
the kitchen.
Oh my gosh, Eustacia and Drop-Off? Harry Houdini's cousin?
Use the air horn like I showed you.
No, Eustacia, wait. It's Nancy Drew. I talked to you on the phone a couple
Yeah,
of
the
months
final
ago,
scene
just after
game.
a friend of mine was kidnapped in St. Louis. I asked you questions about the theater where the kidnapping took place, the Royal Palladium, remember?
Nancy Drew. The Snoopy one. You're not dead yet?
No.
Most people, I talk to them one day, next day they're dead. It is an old age thing. Oh, stop being so morbid here. Have some clam dip. Hello? Nancy? So you know Eustacia, huh? Small world. Well, what's up?
I got the key you sent me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's just one thing. It doesn't seem to work.
Oh, where is my brain? The key unlocks the letters of the inscription. Just dial in the password and you'll be set.
There's just one more thing.
You don't know the password. I'm sorry. Eustacia and I've been playing canasta all day, and I guess beating her all those times took more out of my brain than I thought. Next game, I win. Next game, loser pays for pizza. Well, get out your wallet, sister, because you're going down. So, where were we? Oh yeah, the password. Let's see. It was the name of that federal agent, his first name.
Waldo?
No, not his real first name. What Mickey was always calling him. Baldo.
Oh, I was one letter off.
Baldo. I always thought it was mean to call him that, especially since Mickey was starting to get a little sparse on top himself.
So I just turn the letters until they spell Baldo?
Yes, dear, but like almost everything else in life, it's trickier than it sounds.
Are there any other tricks to getting into the speakeasy that I should know about?
I suppose it's only fair to warn you about the tunnels, and the doors, and the dead ends.
Tunnels? You mean there's more than one way to get to the speakeasy from the cemetery?
Mickey had his men dig a bunch of tunnels between the speakeasy and the cemetery with hidden doors that opened when other doors closed, and lots of dead ends, so that if the speakeasy was ever raided, his guests could hide from the police. I was always terrified of getting lost, but you're a plucky girl. I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's been fun talking to you.
I'll be suing you.
I like Vivian. Vivian's. Alright. We got the key. We have the password. Okay. Yeah. Hey!
It's too dark. I need a flashlight. Oh, the batteries are going dead.
No!
I can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
Of course I need batteries. Game, please. Ugh. Stop doing this to me. I went through. Let me guess. I need to go talk to Emily about needing batteries, and she's gonna make me do something else. Maybe not. I wonder if Birdwatcher guy, Red, I wonder if he has any batteries.
How you holding up?
I need flashlight batteries. Do you carry them?
Yep. But you know, I've been meaning to make a pretty display out of them packs of combo coal over there for the longest time. Just can't seem to get around to it.
In other words, you'd like me to give it a shot.
Here's the way it should look when you're done.
Okay. Thanks. Great. Okay. You can rotate these damn things? Okay. Wake up, chat! Boogie, 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 boogie. Two purple. God, man. Emily, you suck, lady. It goes like that. Good luck. Blue in the corner? How many? Almost all of them. That one. That one. And there's a blue, green. That. That. 3 orange. That. And that. 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 That.
Ta-da!
Yay!
One smiling goldfish.
Give me the
It's
birdies.
obviously never tried
Hey,
Coca-Cola.
honey.
Hey, Nancy. This mean you got them cans stacked?
You bet. They look just like
What
the
are you
picture
doing,
gave me,
honey?
which you can have back.
Here's your batteries. And thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. We're going through the process, are we? Woohoo! That sucker is bright. Okay, now. Love that emote. That's Father Bacon's emote. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I'm sorry. Real quick, because I forgot to do it. When everybody hosted and rated and... Here we go. Charlie, are you still here? You stream, Charlie. On my way home finally. I hate to bring this up. Do you remember that we need milk, right? If you don't want to get any, that's fine. But what I'm telling you right now is we're out. We can give them Pop-Tarts and all that nonsense tomorrow for breakfast. But we're out. Completely. I'm here. Do you stream, Charlie? Baldo. Okay. G. Oh, I think I hit the wrong thing. Oh, no. It's giving me problems. It's giving me problems. No. Hey, there we go. I do not. Oh, okay. I wanted to ask. If you did, I was gonna, you know, give you a little shout out, you know.
It's silly to try to explore this in the dark.
Yeah, we'll get milk. And mobile keeps reloading. I'm sorry. Like I said, you don't have to. We're out, so. These tunnels.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yay! Which way to go? Let's go this way. Take the music. I have no free time for it or the setup for it. I understand. I could honestly probably use a better setup myself, but...
So this is the speakeasy.
Oh.
Wow.
Impressive. Oh, hey, paintings.
If map is correct, the tree where Vitus would bark at the hawks used to be right about here.
Are we right? Hey! Writing it down. Good. Dapper dog. Wait, there's a necklace. Is that like yellow? Hold on. Yellow. I need to look at Vitus. What color was he wearing? Right here. Oh god, no. Did not want that. Aw, puppies! Blue.
Aw, he's so cute.
Xander. Red. For what that was. Been damaged. Moon Lake Moonshine.
So Lucy would swim out to the shipwreck, which is about here.
Lucy is green. Okay. That was Vivian. Getaway car vacation. Okay, so the question is the boneyard. What? So we don't know where Xander was then, as far as the map. Okay, I need to get back behind the bar, please.
Those must be the spigots William Akers mentioned in his journal.
So blue, red, yellow, green. So that corresponds with the colors. Okay.
The spigot won't move. There must be a way to unlock these spigots.
Damn it.
The spigot won't move. There must be a way to unlock these spigots.
Take my thingy. See if there's a button somewhere in the gaming area that will unlock them. Why is Lucy shown on top of a boat in her painting? Check out YarnDragonTracy. I already know the answer to that. Xander's picture is of what? But shows that his collar is red. A button. Like maybe a roulette wheel? Soda? Why? Pump the spigot, then push the red button to make the letters move. The more pumps, the more times the letters will spin. Oh. Like... Wait. Damn it. The Roman numerals. The Roman frickin' numerals. Exit A doesn't matter. Interesting. Maybe we'll try 1929. Wait, maybe not. Not Roman numerals, because there's no N. Although there's an X right there. What? I need to use the first letter of their name. Oh my god, of course. Of course. So red is, Xander. God. Damn it. How do I get it to the X? I hate you. Damn it. Thank you. Alright, so red blue is Vitus. Relax. I just exited out of it by accident. I am so not going to relax now. What the hell? That sucks so much. Would stop there. Please. Oh my god. I'll get it on there again eventually. I don't remember how I did it the first time, but... Don't exit out. No, that's not it. What was Blue Vitus? I need a V. Oh, it's right there. Never tell a lady to relax. Do you know how dangerous it is to tell somebody to calm down? Especially a woman. So, we're gonna jump 3. My god. I hate you! I hate you, game. This is why it runs 5 hours. This right here is why a game will run 5 hours for me. Just because I'm trying to do... Oh my god. Woo! Can't help it. I just like seeing them in distress. I'm in distress! Yellow is... Iggy. I. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. We're good. Yes. And then the last one. Who's the last one? Lucy. Boy. I have a problem in 2 seconds. Damn it! Please! These letters are gonna spell out a number, by the way. XVIL is... yeah. Spells out something. I don't know where it is in this. I see it. Oh god, I got it. Oh! I got it! Where'd oh, what? Where'd it open where? What? Use? It opened a door, but I don't know where the door is. It's not that. Game, please. Oh. Nancy clearly needs to keep the gold for herself. She does. As payment for all the crap she deals with. Oh, maybe it's... is it? Oh. Okay. I mean, I'm confused. Where... maybe it's just out that one door. I don't... is that... no, that's the way we... guess we're going this way. Oh, it's this door. Iggy. Oh, there's the originals. So I'll be able to find out where Xander was. Oh. That. Oh, what's going on? Lucy.
Xander, played by the pump, which is right here.
Okay. So I guess I push those. Okay, so for example, Vitus is like 2 squares over in these bushes. Lucy is on the ship. Iggy's on the porch, two squares away from the dock. And Xander is like 2 over and down. Okay. So like Xander. Oh, I'm... That one, that doesn't look like anything. Fun. Clearly I'm supposed to push on these things. Also got... Probably a door of some sort back there. I just heard a dog. There are dogs in there. Okay, I need to open this. There's the map, I think. Yeah. There's Lucy. Over to... Down 3. One, 2, 3. Or 4. Two, 1, 2, 4. Okay, and then from there you go 2 over and 1 up for Vitus. Up for Vitus. What the...
That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good at all.
It's some kind of lock. It's some kind of lock.
I had a key.
It's some kind of lock.
I've got, like, nothing for it, I don't think. A safe or hidden compartment in the cellar that will explain the Mosaics in the secret passage. Do you mess with these even? You can? Do 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Weird. I'm stuck. Okay. Boy.
So you're the ghost.
Oh my god, there's the puppies.
Real to me.
So cute. Tinto Glow. Glow-in-the-dark toothpaste. Safe for humans and pets. Lasts for 3 hours. Silent sonic dog whistle. Your dog can hear me.
These dogs have been trained to act vicious on command.
$11:28, 1 to 3 a.m. 600 feet northeast of Malone Dock. Comb, cameo pen, 2 bottles, empty. This is Emily's notebook. Rumor going around that lake that Malone house has been sold. Find gold now. Eddie and Cher. Stinky breath. Most teeth. 500 foot north. 1 bottle cognac. Full. PR rusted. 1 key. Initials MM. From Titanic to Val's videos. Same time. Rumor true. Sale of Malone house final. Still no sign of gold. Time for plan D, as in dog. Extra treat for Cher for being so good. Too cold to drag. Stored nets for winter. Take MM key found in lake to Harrisburg. Show Chuck. Get hair done. Vet Lab reports in all dogs A+. Buy extra happy hound ham sticks for training. New owner moving in late April. Order electronic whistles, speakers, transmitter, eye lights, Gary's gadget, gizmo. Chuck says MM key special made for Malone in 1931. Gold heist was 1931. Key equals gold. No gold. Tiles on mosaics and tunnel. Push in and out. Clue to where gold is? Think, think, think. Sally McDonald's, 27. Freelance photographer for tunnel. Kennel need food bowls, collars. SM moving in April 19th. Work on mosaics 1 by 1. Push every tile. Nothing happens. Malone and his stupid puzzles can take a flying leap. Dogs ready for haunting. Wish I could sick them on Malone. Sally M. gone. Who's Nancy Drew? Get out nets. Repair. Check boat for leak. Nancy Drew knows about gold. Must find before she does. Whew, what did Bruce and Meryl roll in during exercise time? Might as well give all of them a bath. Okay, so I'm gonna head off. I'm not feeling all that great. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie. Hope you feel better. Thank you for, hanging out in the stream. It looks like you were right. It was Emily. It's a very good call on that. But yeah, I hope you feel better.
That's the speaker I saw in the house.
Thank you again for stopping by and for the host. I appreciate it. Oh boy. Despite the Royal Palladium fiasco, Brady Armstrong makes a comeback and Destiny shines forth. Mayan temples used as alien landing pads. Glyphs hold key to evidence. They got that story from. Okay. Okay. So the mosaics. You push on the mosaics. Tile. Okay. Check to see if there. Date on that.
I bet the dogs attacked Sally's house because a high-frequency signal was transmitted to them through the speaker I saw on the roof.
Emily's a butthead. Something about the mosaic. What I do? What would I do with every mosaic? Where is... Right map. Six over? Like... 5, 6, 4. can't leave until I do this, but I really, really don't know. Do you click it based on maybe where they were? Like Iggy was on the porch, so you start by clicking his? Because the one I clicked on was Lucy's. Iggy was on the porch, so 2, 3, 6. Oh, Iggy was 2, 4. I don't know if that. Roll with it anyway. Oh? There's something else? Oh my god, I don't. Okay, let me look at the list. Solving the spigot puzzle opened up a secret passageway. I wonder if it leads to another secret. Pump the spigot. That. Roll on down. Yep. Yep. Still freaking going. Okay, I don't think I need to go back that far. You're missing. Door or something? Try this again. Oh yeah, that's right, the key. Duh, jeez.
It's some kind of
yeah,
lock.
yeah, it's this one. Thanks. Okay. This is a big thing of water. I want to save. Like, I just want to save. Getting nervous. There's water in there. That's not going to be good. Water level... Yeah? Forever? That's good for now. So... Need to let the water out? The wheel. Oh. Well, there we go.
It's blocked. The wheel is gone.
I know the wheel is gone. Are you crazy? Take that.
Something's missing here.
That. Then that. There we go. So... let's see. There's 4 wheels. It's not that. Maybe we just need to make sure that the water level is appropriate.
It's blocked.
Oh. Did I? No, that's not. Okay. Do that then. That is like not doing anything for it. Hmm.
It's blocked.
Oh, geez. No wonder. Okay. Oh. So, did that do it? Oh,
I'm this close to finding the gold. I just know it.
boy. Built by Kromeister Wellworks, 1924. Oh! What was it? Green? So... I mean... Oh, okay. Yeah, so... Green represents each dog. And their Roman numeral, like I said, their names each start with a letter that could be a Roman numeral. So green is Lucy, which is L, which is 50. Red is Xander, which is X, which is 10. Blue is Vitus, which is V, which is 5. Then Lucy or Iggy is yellow. I is 1. I'm scared. There's the gold.
600 pounds of gold
There's the
bullion.
gold. Oh my
Wow.
god! Do I want to touch it? Pick it up? Just... What? Guess I can't. Oh.
Hey there, Nancy. Why, what on earth have we got here?
Oh, God.
I can't let Emily catch me.
Well, I'm not quite sure what to
I
do.
can't let Emily catch me.
Well, I can't back up. What kind of shit? Oh.
Don't you shut that door on me, Nancy Drew. There's plenty of gold here. Let me out of here, Nancy.
I need to get out of here.
Climb up the ladder? Oh.
Nancy, wait. Let's talk about this.
Let's not.
This can just be our little secret.
No.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours, remember?
Nah.
Nancy?
The gold's all yours, Em. Enjoy it while you can.
Bye. Ah.
Dear Ned, as soon as I got out of the
Yay!
tunnels, Emily had left a door open. I called the sheriff. But when I
Three
let
and a
him back
half
down the
hours.
well to
Much
the room
better.
where I'd
Three
left
and a
Emily,
half
she refused
hours
to leave.
to finish.
He and his deputies finally got her out, but one of them said afterward that if he had to choose between getting a bear away from her cub and getting Emily away from that gold, he'd pick the bear. What's worse, by the time they took Emily away, the place was swarming with reporters from all
poor
over the
Red.
country. The commotion has scared away every bird for miles. I'm pretty sure Red Knot would like to strangle me. On the other hand, when Ranger Akers found out that 7 cars and 2 helicopters were illegally parked on park property and that he was going to get to ticket them, he was ecstatic. Tucker Davis finally cleared away that dead tree, which means I'm free to drive home. Moon Lake is beautiful, but I've had enough wildlife for now. Which reminds me, did I mention that those 4 ghost dogs are actually very sweet? They're so sweet, in fact, that Sally is seriously thinking about adopting them. How's that for irony? Ever yours, Nancy. Bess, hi, it's Nancy. I'm at this little amusement park on the coast. I wish I could say I was having a wonderful time, but the fact is, some pretty spooky things have been happening here. There've been some strange accidents, and the carousel, it starts up in the dead of night all by itself, like it's haunted or something. You know me, I don't get scared very easily, but I saw it myself, and I'll call you later. I've gotta go right now.
So the next game we play tomorrow will be the Haunted Carousel. Yay! We did it! And like I said, 3.5 hours, much better. Much better. So, oh my god, where to start? First, thank you, CJ. Thank you, Beep. Thank you, Charlie, for the host and raids. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out while we played through and finished it. And like I said, 3.5 hours, much better. So definitely hoping the rest of the game go that speed. That's just better. So we are going to take it over to, I think, Stay Lifted 99, who is playing Cuphead. You want to talk about a hard game? I have not played it, but I've seen other people play it, and it looks pretty freaking difficult. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go see him. I will be back. I'm planning on streaming every night this month in order to finish this series within, before November 1st. It might come down to me doing a couple of streams, there might be a couple to a few days where I do 2 streams a day, one during kind of like my kids' nap time, and then, the normal stream at night, in order to make sure that I actually get through the series in the time frame that I would like to. So be sure to follow me on Twitter at LuckyFreckleTV. That is where I make my stream announcements. Also, if you're not following me on Twitch, you should totally do that since you're already here anyway. Click that heart. And yeah, we're gonna go see Stay Lifted playing Cuphead. Give him a wave, show him some love. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night for more Nancy Drew. It will be the Haunted Carousel tomorrow night. So be sure to tune in, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Good night.